Real quickly before we begin, I want to thank this video's sponsor, CarMarshal.com. CarMarshal.com can save you lots of money on buying used or new vehicles, cars, trucks, school buses. If you want to save money, I'll have a link in the description down below. I know I'm going to...
Oh! You ain't have to do all that, buddy. You tripping.
Cop fired after video shows him kick handcuffed man's head like a soccer ball. A police officer was relieved of duty after he was caught on video kicking a man's head like a soccer ball, while the man was handcuffed and being restrained on the ground. By Rachel Blevins, May 4, 2018. Miami, Florida, a police officer was relieved of duty on Thursday, hours after a disturbing video was posted on Facebook that showed him running up to a man who was handcuffed and restrained on the ground, and kicking his head like a soccer ball for no apparent reason. The video was posted by Facebook user Lisa Harrell, and it showed a man lying on the grass in the yard outside of a house with his hands behind his back. A police officer was standing a few feet away, and he pulled out a pair of handcuffs from his belt and skipped over to the man who was already in full surrender position. The officer locked the man's hands in the handcuffs, and the man did not appear to resist arrest in any way. As the first officer finished putting on the handcuffs, a second officer came running up and he forcefully and intentionally kicked the man's head as if it was a soccer ball, all while the man lay on the ground with his hands restrained, an officer sitting on his back, and no possible way to pose a threat to the officer who assaulted him, or to defend himself. The officer who kicked the man then turned around, knelt down, and slammed the man's head into the ground, assaulting him a second time as three other officers approached the scene, and the video ended. "You didn't have to do all that, buddy. You tripping," Harrell remarked after she recorded the encounter. In her Facebook post, she noted that the suspect was down already and that the officer didn't have to kick him. "He was already in handcuffs, he was not resisting or anything," Harrell told Local 10 News. "He was already in handcuffs and the other one came running out of nowhere and kicked him like a football and basically jumped on him." Harrell also said she hopes that by drawing attention to this incident, it teaches the officer a lesson, and deters police departments from hiring him in the future. "I hope nobody else hires him because you can't do stuff like that. That is against your job duties," Harrell said. "You are not here to hurt people, you are here to protect people. If he did something wrong, I understand. He is a criminal, he should go to jail. I understand. But you don't have to hurt him." Police identified the handcuffed man on the ground as David Suazo, and the officer who kicked him as Mario Figueroa. While police claimed that officers began chasing Suazo because they believed he was driving a stolen car, and they say he crashed it into a nearby wall and took off running, the video of the encounter shows a man surrendering to police and showing no signs that he was going to get up and run. What's more, none of the other police officers mentioned the kick in the police report. The report only noted that while placing the defendant into the back of the police vehicle, the defendant started to tense up his body to avoid being placed in the vehicle. What measures the officers took to get him inside the vehicle weren't in the report either. Miami Police Chief Jorge Colina confirmed that Officer Figueroa, who has been with the department for 2 years, has been relieved of duty. The City of Miami Police Department received a video on an incident involving one of my officers, Colina said. The video depicts a clear violation of policy. The officer has been relieved of duty and the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office has been contacted. Suazo's sister, Maritza Valerio, told CBS Miami that she was shocked to see the video on Facebook because police told the family that nothing happened during the arrest. "I go home and saw it on Facebook and God, there's the video of what the sergeant on the scene alleged didn't happen, which is my brother being on the ground already handcuffed and being kicked in the face by another officer," Valerio said. It remains to be seen whether Figueroa will face charges for his actions, but the fact that the department was quick to relieve him of duty following the release of the footage is a good start. If you would like to contact the Miami-Dade Police Department to express your opinion on the chief's response to the excessive force used by Officer Figueroa, you can call 305-476-5423, or visit the department's Facebook page.
Tonight at 7 is this excessive force. We have video of a City of Miami police officer kicking a detained suspect in the head. Police were chasing a suspected car thief who crashed an SUV and then ran off. The officer who kicked him has been relieved of duty.
The police chief says the video depicts a clear violation of policy, and the state attorney's office has launched an investigation.
CBS 4's Hank Tester live in Miami with the very latest. Hank.
Well, we're just west of downtown Miami in the Climber area, the apartment complex here. You might remember this is where they were potentially going to build the soccer stadium. People here upset. They saw something today that they don't think is just really right. Let's take a look. From out of seemingly nowhere, a City of Miami police officer kicks at the head of a subject already cuffed and face down on the ground. The officer then puts a headlock on the man. This woman shot the video.
In my mind, I was just in shock, really. I was like, are you serious? You really just kicked this man, and he's helpless. He's not resisting arrest or anything like that. So why are you really doing all of that?
The person on the ground identified as 31-year-old David Suazo. He was driving a stolen vehicle, which he crashed into an apartment at 835 Northwest 7th Avenue. The resident.
They was chasing him this way, and then he took off running.
Suazo ran through the complex, wound up being tasered, but according to police, it did no good. And according to the police, Suazo threatened them before being subdued. And then came the kick and the headlock, David Suazo's sister.
We spoke to a sergeant that was here who claimed that he was on the scene when everything happened, and the sergeant says to us, none of those things happened. I go home and I'm scrolling on Facebook and boom, there's a video. I mean, to just be lied to, you understand? I mean, regardless of what it was, nobody deserves that.
The officer's actions got him suspended. On today's date, the City of Miami Police Department received a video on an incident involving one of my officers. The video depicts a clear violation of policy. The officer has been relieved of duty and the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office has been contacted. And a quick response from the State Attorney, Catherine Fernandez-Rundle. I was shocked and appalled by what I saw. Assistant State Attorney Johnette Hardiman of my Public Corruption Unit has been assigned to immediately open an investigation. Well, the suspect in jail tonight will be in bond court tomorrow. Obviously, the officer faces an investigation. That's the very latest. I'm Hank Tester, CBS 4 News. Back to you.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use, and also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom, and you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.